Welcome to Historical Coin Hunt, the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, forgotten currencies, and hidden treasures that carry the weight of history. Have you ever held a small coin in your hand and wondered what stories it could tell? What if a single coin could take you on a journey through time, culture, and national pride? Today, we will uncover the story behind one such coin, the Philippines 25 Sentimo, a small denomination that represents much more than its face value. The 25 Sentimo coin is part of the Philippine peso system, where 1 peso is divided into 100 centimos. At first glance, it may seem like just a piece of everyday change. But when you look closely at the inscriptions Republika in Pilipinas and 25 Sentimo, you realize that this coin symbolizes the nation's identity, its independence, and its economic journey. The Philippines has a rich history of currency that stretches from the Spanish colonial era through the American occupation and into the modern republic. This coin is one of the best examples of how even the smallest denominations hold historical importance. Think for a moment. How often do we overlook small coins, leaving them at the bottom of our bags, drawers, or jars? Yet, for historians and collectors, coins like the 25 Sentimo are priceless artifacts that connect us to the past. This coin, in particular, is not just about monetary value. It is about national pride, culture, and history that live on in the palm of your hand. The history of the 25 Sentimo coin begins with the Philippines' journey to establish its own identity and currency. During Spanish rule, coins bore Spanish inscriptions and designs. Later, under American rule, symbols of American authority were added. But after independence, the Philippines introduced its own designs, proudly displaying Filipino heroes, the national seal, and inscriptions in the Filipino language. The phrase Republika in Pilipinas stands as a proud statement of sovereignty, while 25 Sentimo represents its place within the peso system. By minting coins in the local language, the Philippines emphasized the importance of cultural independence. The history of the 25 Sentimo coin begins with the Philippines' journey to establish its own identity and currency. During Spanish rule, coins bore Spanish inscriptions and designs. Later, under American rule, symbols of American authority were added. But after independence, the Philippines introduced its own designs, proudly displaying Filipino heroes, the national seal, and inscriptions in the Filipino language. The phrase Republika in Pilipinas stands as a proud statement of sovereignty, while 25 Sentimo represents its place within the peso system. By minting coins in the local language, the Philippines emphasized the importance of cultural independence. The design of the 25 Sentimo coin has changed over the years, depending on the series. Earlier versions, especially those from the 1980s and 1990s, often featured national heroes such as Juan Luna, a revolutionary and celebrated painter. Later designs included the seal of the Bangko Sentral in Pilipinas, representing stability and economic authority. The reverse side usually highlights the denomination in bold numbers, along with decorative elements that reflect Filipino identity. These design changes show how the coin has evolved with time, mirroring the country's shifting priorities and values. Now let us ask, what makes a coin valuable? Is it the amount you can spend, or is it the story it carries? For everyday Filipinos, the 25 Sentimo coin once played a practical role. It was commonly used in jeepney fares, small purchases in sari-sari stores, and daily transactions. However, with inflation and the rise of digital payments, its practical use has diminished. Yet, for collectors, certain editions of this coin are now rare and sought after. Uncirculated versions, error coins with misprints, and older series that are no longer in circulation can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. This proves that even a small coin can transform into a valuable collectible over time. For those watching this video, think about your own experience. Do you remember using coins like this in your childhood? Have you ever saved small change and later discovered that it was no longer common in circulation? If so, you know the feeling of holding a piece of history that others might ignore. The 25 Sentimo coin carries that same sense of nostalgia and connection to daily life in the Philippines. Culturally, the coin represents more than just money. It reflects resilience and identity. The use of Filipino language in the inscriptions, the images of national heroes, and the presence of the Bangko Sentral seal all demonstrate the importance of independence. The word Sentimo itself comes from the Spanish Sentimo, a reminder of colonial influence, yet it has been adapted into Filipino culture as a word of pride. This mixture of heritage and adaptation shows how the Philippines has turned history into identity. From an economic perspective, small denominations like the 25 Sentimo reveal how value changes over time. Decades ago, it could purchase small items and basic necessities. Today, its purchasing power is limited, but it remains part of the peso system for rounding off transactions. For historians, this change in value is evidence of how economies grow, inflation rises, and societies adapt. For collectors, the decline in circulation only increases its desirability as a rare piece of currency. Every coin has a story, and the 25 Sentimo tells a story of a nation's evolution. It speaks of colonial pasts, independence, national pride, and economic changes. Imagine holding one of these coins from the 1980s in your hand today. It is not just metal. It is a piece of time that survived decades of history. That is why numismatics, the study of coins, is such a fascinating field. Through a single coin, we can connect with people, events, and values of a different era. So here is a question for you, the viewer. If you had a 25 Sentimo coin in your hand right now, what would it mean to you? Would you see it as small change, or would you see it as a symbol of culture and history? Many people underestimate coins, but collectors know that these objects carry hidden stories. Perhaps the 25 Sentimo coin in your pocket today will be the rare collectible of tomorrow. As we conclude this exploration, it becomes clear that the Philippines' 25 Sentimo coin is far more than its size or face value suggests. It is a cultural artifact that represents the struggles and triumphs of a nation. It is a collectible item that excites numismatists worldwide. And it is a piece of daily life that carries memories for millions of Filipinos. Whether it is in the hands of a child paying for candy, a commuter giving exact jeepney fare, or a collector preserving it for future generations, the 25 Sentimo coin has a role to play in history. Thank you for joining us on Historical Coin Hunt as we uncovered the story behind this remarkable coin. Before you go, think about this. Have you checked your pocket change lately? You might be holding a small piece of history without even realizing it. Stay curious, keep exploring, and remember that even the smallest coins can tell the biggest stories.